we on? Is it time? Really? Are we live right now? I didn't get much of a warning. Kenneth was just giving me sign language. Do you think, is the music too loud? Maybe I should ask to have the music turned off. Are we really live? Are you being honest with me, Kenneth? Live! It's Sunday afternoon! Now Kenneth is doing sign language to the reception staff to kill the music. Can you kill the music? The música. Abajo el música. La música, porfa. Hi guys! Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday. No, I'm not gonna do Marilyn Monroe for y'all. That would get weird up in here. But I am gonna, gracias. I'm gonna show you that I am donning my birthday party dress today. Oh, that's fun. And I'm covered in icing. The stain from icing. We had a bit of a icing explosion prior to going live. Oh, and my shoes. What about my shoes? This is a good look?
Very good look.
Ridiculous. So I've been in the kitchen all day. You can see I got flour and icing sugar. These are my kitchen shoes that I have to admit I haven't been wearing very much lately. I just found them when I was rummaging through our bodega, aka our storage space today, looking for a bunch of baking equipment. Who's watching? Anyone? I didn't bring my computer, so I don't know. I can't see people's comments today. I didn't bring up my laptop. Sorry guys, I'd like to give everyone a little shout out. Kenneth is calling you guys up on his phone right now so that we can all play along. Today is not my birthday, contrary to the songs that I'm singing and the title of this Facebook Live, which I believe is Meg's Birthday Bash. Yesterday was my birthday. Today we're just celebrating it with our content and what we're going to be making. Yesterday was my 38th birthday. 38 años, joven, which means 38 years young. I actually do feel better at 38 than I felt at 28, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I feel better at 38 than I did when I turned 37, because when I turned 37 last year, I was only 6 days sober from alcohol. If you tuned in last week, I did a little live from the spa where I was enjoying a spa day to celebrate my 1 year anniversary of quitting alcohol. And here we are today talking about celebrating the day of our birth. I don't feel really the need to celebrate my birthday because I celebrate life and my life every single day. But other people seem to like to enjoy celebrating my birthday, as in I got ambushed yesterday. I was doing a photo shoot right here at Fruits for a magazine. So we had some magazine, editor-in-chief of a magazine here. We're doing a photo shoot. And I specifically had said to some of my kitchen staff on Friday, do not ambush me with a birthday song and a birthday cake the way I do for all of our guests that have birthdays at Rythmia. I was like, please don't do it. I don't need it. I'm not usually a big fan of being celebrated like that. But they did it anyways, and we had a delicious almond cake. The whole crew came out. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw a picture of a bunch of us back here behind the counter here at Fruits yesterday. Okay, here we are. Let's see who's watching. Hello, Raquel. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Lorena. Hello, Asan. It's your birthday. Also, today? Is today your birthday, Asan? Yesterday or today? Super fun. Thank you, Lorena. She's saying happy birthday. Raquel's watching from Arcata. Remember we had this whole conversation. I never say the name of that place right. It's 1 hour from Oregon. She's very good to clarify that. Raquel saying feliz cumpleaños. Happy birthday. Deborah saying hello. Raquel says you look very colorful and beautiful. Thank you. I like my birthday dress. I'm going to the beach later to watch the sunset after I have a massage in town. All the ants are going to be all over me in my icing spilled dress. If you didn't see the beginning of the video here, I have a big stain on my dress because I had an icing explosion. George Bell is watching from Ontario. Asen, yes, today is his birthday. Well, happy birthday, my friend. I'm so glad you're joining us. Today is his birthday, November 4th. Priscilla's watching. Sis says, happy birthday. You're gorgeous. Thank you, Priscilla. You are absolutely beautiful. I hope you received those recipes all right and that you've been testing them at home that we were emailing about. Penny's watching live from Vermont, and the leaves are changing up there, hey? I've been looking on the Facebooks and the Instagram lately, and I'm from, as you know, if you've been watching, Canada. And this is the time of year where I just went cross-eyed there. The trees are changing, and I love this time of year. So Michelle's watching from London, Ontario. Hi, Michelle, nice to see you. I would love to see the colors of the trees around you. I know it snowed in some places in Canada already. That's why I moved away from that country. But if you have beautiful pictures of the changing colors in your backyard or anywhere in your neighborhood, I'd love to see it. Post in the comments because it would just really make me happy. Happy. Okay, so we're talking about birthday baking. That's what we should have called this, birthday baking. We're not doing it to celebrate me. I'm gonna eat some of these, but we're making a lot of stuff today. And normally, Dr. Jeff in the house. Sorry, I'm calling you out.
What's up?
We're live.
What's up, peeps?
What's up, Pete?
How's it going?
Good to see you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Your birthday yesterday.
Yes, that's what we're doing. We're celebrating. We're doing all things birthday today.
It looks awesome.
We've got sprinkles and everything, like real legit sugar sprinkles.
I came at the right time.
You did. We got some, well, they're gluten-free cupcakes and vegan gluten-free donuts.
Delicious.
We're about to do some non-gluten-free baking, so that's going to be
good.
That's what we're. That's
Number one chef right here.
Number one doctor man person on the planet right here.
I don't know about that.
I think so.
Nice to see you. We'll see you soon here. Okay. We can't wait to meet you.
Yes, come on down. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
So, who else is watching here? Oh, I got people saying hi to Dr. Jeff. Lisa's saying hello. Awesome. I'll pass that along, Lisa. He's already headed over there. Jerry's over there, it looks like. We got the whole fan family in the restaurant this afternoon. Okay. So I just gave a bit of the cat out of the bag about what we're going to be baking today, but before we get into that, two things. So we are going to talk about my birthday for a moment, and let's talk about this for a minute. This was my beautiful birthday gift to myself, and if you are a baker at home or you have any real passion, you can come around this side too, Kenneth, and show the front of this sexy beast. Come around this side. This is the little stand mixer of all stand mixers. I've been eyeing one of these up for years. I think every woman in my family has one. It's a rite of passage, really. And it's interesting that the one that works in the kitchen professionally is the last one to buy it. Pretty sure my mom has one. I think my sister has a purple one. My other sister has a pink one, I think. I went and got myself this classic artisan KitchenAid, and it's been so much fun to have. So I've used this at home. It's one of the smallest versions you can get, and I've been using it at home to play in the kitchen. But I brought it in today because we're going to use that to do a couple of recipes. Like I mentioned, we're going to make some cupcakes, and we're going to be making some icings, and then we're going to talk about how to make donuts. So before we get into the other things I want to talk about, we're going to get the first batch of muffins going because we're going to bake them live. So we're going to see it from start to finish, hopefully, in this Facebook Live. All right. So right here, I have the vegan gluten-free coconut cupcake. This is the cupcake that I make for a lot of the guests here. When I know well enough in advance that I have a birthday, I make up a batch of these, and we make some vegan icing. And these are the gluten-free version. And kind of, you can get a close-up of this. So, not bad as far as texture goes. Look at that, mushy, cakey, cupcakey goodness. And these are made with a combination of garbanzo, so good, garbanzo rice and cassava or yuca flour. And what I've done is I've done my regular old vegan gluten-free muffin recipe, vegan coconut muffin recipe, and I've just added in a bit more liquid because anytime you use a flour like garbanzo, for example, it's very absorbent and it sucks in a lot of liquid. So I've had to adjust my amounts for certain ingredients here. But I wanted to show you the texture of the gluten-free, and we're gonna get to icing these a little bit later, but right now, live, we're gonna do just the vegan version because really it's my birthday and I want all the gluten. But if you don't have a real problem with gluten, I would say enjoy it because gluten is delicious. I'm just saying. And especially just if you're not doing it every day, your body's gonna be fine with it. So for my birthday, we're gonna do glutinous cupcakes. So I'm gonna start with my wet ingredients here in my KitchenAid mixer. And the beautiful thing about this KitchenAid mixer, and Kenneth is probably not gonna, and there we go, he's on his phone, is this. So this is the beauty of this mixer, is the way that it functions. It's really, really small. It fits under most kitchen cupboards, but you can lift this up and deal with your bowl like so. So that's what I'm gonna do here today. I'm gonna take my bowl out and I get my wet ingredients going for my cupcakes. The first ingredient, sweet sugar. So this is just brown sugar. I'm gonna put the recipe in the comments, but about a cup, packed brown sugar. Toss that in. Quite often when I do this recipe, I'll do all of the wet ingredients in a blender because I find whenever I'm doing gluten-free baking, that just really helps lighten the recipe up and give it a bit more air. And when it's gluten-free flour, that the blending gives it a bit more volume and just less density when the final product, but we're just gonna use the mixer here today. This is apple cider vinegar, and this is going in with my wet ingredients because this is going to help activate the baking powder that we're going to be using this recipe. So it's just 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. Then I'm going to add in coconut oil. These are coconut cupcakes after all, so this is going to lend a lot of the coconut flavor. So I think this is 1 cup of coconut oil. Good for you, delicious, tasty fats. And coconut milk. I believe it's 1 cup as well. Make sure that I have the right version of this coconut milk here. Yes. Baking, unlike cooking, is a lot more strict as far as your measurements. I have a really hard time with baking. Thank you. Thank you. So we've got some chocolate delivered to us. What up? I've got a whole bunch of my staff over there like looking at me like I'm crazy. Okay, gracias. Jonathan comes delivering me fresh chocolate. Que riquísimo. Okay, so we're gonna deal with that chocolate, melted chocolate, in a little bit. What was I saying? Baking, precise, rules. Not really big on rules in the kitchen as far as you've probably seen in my videos. So baking is a bit difficult for me because I tend to not want to measure things. So I was trying to be as precise as possible when I was preparing this today. And I would suggest back home when you're doing any sort of baking to be really precise and use your measuring spoons and your measuring cups and do what they say in the recipes, because you might end up with a bit of a recipe flaw. So I'm just going to use my regular old paddle attachment here just to combine this stuff up together. Make sure I've got my setting on the lowest here, and then I'm just going to lock my mixer in place and start this up. Start getting this cream together. That's the technical term when you're mixing your oil and sugar. You're creaming the ingredient. Catherine saying happy birthday. Ahmed is saying hello from Qatar. What? That's amazing. People are watching from all over. So fun. Okay, so I'm going to quit with that and we're going to move on to the next, which is going to be combining our dry ingredients. So I'm going to take one of these bowls. Is that wet? I think it's wet, so I got to give that a little bit of a dry. Put that over there. Luckily I have my trusty paper towel. I just made the batch of these muffins before class. This is before class today. So that's why a lot of the stuff has been just used and reused, so it's a little bit wet. Because I made the gluten-free version. Okay, so super important, and I just had to give my kitchen staff this little gentle reminder this past week when you're baking. Super important. Hi, Jerry.
Hi.
Just saying hi. We're live.
I owe you a hug.
No, you don't owe me anything.
I do. I'm so sorry.
You don't owe me anything.
Look at this vibrant
It's my birthday.
beauty.
We're celebrating my
I love you.
birthday,
Happy
so
birthday.
thank
Are we
you.
having donuts? Are these donuts?
Yeah, you want one to go? They're vegan and gluten free.
They're vegan?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Some
I'll come back and try it.
chocolate icing and sprinkles.
Uh-oh.
All right, he'll be back. Okay, so what I was back to what I was saying. I had to give my kitchen staff the gentle reminder this week that anytime we're baking, especially, not just especially, but anytime, but really, especially when you're using baking powder and baking soda, you have to sieve your, you have to, what's the word? Strain, sieve, put all of your dry ingredients through a fine colander, because you don't want chunks of salt, baking soda. You don't want chunks of anything, because we've had the situation where, you know, if you don't sieve it, I feel like that's not the right word. Help me out, guys. I'm so confused with English and Spanish these days. I don't know what I'm saying. If words are real, if they're, if I'm Spanglishing. What's the word? Bakers, you guys know. Sift. Is that what I was just saying? Was I just saying sift? I was saying sieve.
Sift, yes.
Sift. I'm like, I don't even know what I've been saying this whole time. Sift your dry ingredients. So this is how we're going to do today. Let's just get to the recipe, shall we? So I'm going to start with my flour. So what is it? 1.25 cups, I think, is my recipe. I'm going to give you guys the recipe in the comments for sure. And if I don't, you guys call me on it, because I know I've been out of the habit lately. People have been emailing me and messaging me through my personal business page saying, Meg, you keep promising the recipes and you're not putting. So all this sifting means is putting it through this super fine sieve. And you can see that some of the chunky stuff is gonna hang out there, which is fine, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add in the next ingredient, which is cornstarch, and this is just an ingredient that I use when I'm doing vegan baking. So this is just cornstarch, and you can see, and because of the humidity here especially, it gets a little bit chunky. So I'm gonna dump that in. I'm gonna put all the ingredients in. The next up is baking soda. So that is quite often this is the culprit that you get little chunks of when you're baking goods if you don't sift. It's super important. Baking powder. Everything's getting a little bit sticky in humidity. And then my salt. So it's a 1/4 teaspoon salt. And the recipe, like I said, the recipe will be in there. So you can just do the little shaky shake shake. Sifting it. Sifting it, sifting it. And then look at this. You can see at the bottom of my sift. Can you get in there, Kenneth? See all those bops, those bits and bops? You can just get in there with the back of a spoon. The knife is not helpful. I would not recommend what I just did because that's not helping at all. Like spatula, and just break those little balls up. And then look in there, Kenneth. Get a close up of that. Look at how beautiful that looks. This perfectly sifted, fine flour. And again, like I mentioned, this is not the gluten-free version, so this is gonna be way better. I'm just saying. So that's beautiful, and I'm just gonna give it a quick little. That actually mixes it all up pretty good, doing that sift and dance. But I'm just gonna make sure that it's well incorporated, like that. And actually, I'm gonna add my vanilla in here. I didn't use a liquid vanilla extract, in which case I would have added it to the wet. But I'm using that vanilla powder that we've talked about several times here. I'm gonna dump in about a 1/2 teaspoon of that. So good. Hey, bada bing, bada bing. Now I'm gonna get my mixer going on a super low. Nothing's ready yet. Christian's hanging around. He's just waiting for the donuts to get chocolateized. So I'm just gonna incorporate my vanilla bean into the powder, the flour, and then I'm gonna just start slowly getting my flour into the mixer. Just letting it incorporate. And I'm doing it slowly and on a low speed so that my flour doesn't fly everywhere. This, as you can see, this bowl is not the biggest bowl, and I made the mistake at home where I just went super hog wild when I first got this thing, and I was super excited, and I had flour all over my kitchen. Who's talking? Who's saying what's going on here? We got any comments? And I'm gonna pick up the speed a little bit, and then well, I don't really need to get in there with my spatula just yet. But I am going to, so I'm gonna just turn that down. I'm gonna get in here and just scrape down the sides a little bit. This particular mixer has a bunch of different paddles that you can get, and one of them actually has the metal paddle, and then it has a plastic edge on it, so it actually scrapes down the side as you're. Got some flour on my hook here. It actually scrapes down the sides of your bowl as it's mixing, which is super handy. Got all this flour on my paddle, so I'm just gonna do that. Get that going again. My cousin Jeff is watching from the job, working on the deck, first day without rain in a week. Awesome. William is watching, he's saying hello. Linda's singing happy birthday, what a sweetheart. Gwenda's saying happy birthday, you guys are so great. Asan's laughing at my Spanglishing. Lisa's saying sift, yeah, Michelle's telling me sift. Thank you guys all know what's going on. Sift. But it's always the simple words that I forget, like sift. Okay, and you never want to over mix things either. You got to be very careful with that with baking. There's so many rules. This is why I don't bake very much, guys. Because I don't really like rules in the kitchen. Okay, so then look at this. Oh, it smells so good. What did I do with that spatula? Okay, so I'm just gonna scrape the rest of my little bits off here. Beautiful, so good. Toss this into the sink. And then I've got here what used to be a non-stick muffin tin, and it's not anymore. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of spray. You could line your muffins, but I'm gonna just use this Vegaline gluten-free spray oil. And this is just gonna be what's gonna help keep my muffins from sticking. And I wanna do inside the cups as well as the parts between the cups, because we want our cupcakes to expand in muffin top. This is where we want a muffin top, kids. Our goal is muffin top. My mom had this great baking pan when I was growing up that was just muffin tops. It didn't there was like almost a flat tray, and it would just bake the shape of the top of the muffin, because let's face it, isn't that all we want when it comes to eating muffins? Okay, so good. So there's our mix, just combined, and then we're just gonna dump this in. And you'll find if you try to do this recipe with a gluten-free flour, your texture of your dough is gonna be quite gummy compared to this. And this looks quite runny, but it's just like a cake batter, right? That's the idea. Cupcakes are just mini little cakes. So what's gonna happen here is this is going to rise up as it bakes because of that awesome glutinous flour, and it's gonna be amazing. And these spatulas, these rubber spatulas are a godsend when it comes to baking, just for making sure you can scrape every little bit. Look at that, like everything out of there. So good, it smells delicious. And then we're gonna just hand this off, and it's not gonna be the magic television. I'm gonna give this to Jonathan, and he's gonna run that to the kitchen for me. We're gonna bake it off. And hopefully it'll be done, that I can show you the finished product before we're done with this Facebook Live. So I guess I should just hang out and talk. Just kidding. I'm not gonna bore you guys. Let's see what else is going on here. Da, da, da. Mary Ishak is saying, hi, happy birthday, Meg. 3 weeks to go and you're here. Oh, so fun. Okay, so while that's baking, I wanna tell you guys a little secret. If you're ever curious about what I want for my birthday, all I wanted was that mixer. And since I gifted myself that mixer because I'm a woman that takes care of herself and her needs, I'm gonna show you the other things. These are Meg's favorite things. And strangely enough, they're all food. People always ask me what's my favorite food and what would be my last meal if I had to choose a last supper, and literally this would be it, not gonna lie. Peanut butter. If you're following me on Instagram today, I made a little post, I think it says, always peanut butter. Always. It's the answer to everything, and this is just a local brand. It's all natural. So good. What is in this? Just peanut butter, I think. It's just, it's peanuts and coconut oil, and that's how I make my own at home. Quite lately, I've just been too lazy to bother, so I just buy it, and it's literally just peanuts and coconut oil. Obviously, if you have a peanut allergy, you can sub in your... Why am I telling you? You don't need to sub anything. This is just my favorite stuff. I'm not subbing it in for anything. I'm eating peanut butter. I love almond butter too, but peanut butter is my favorite. And what goes really well with peanut butter? Chocolate. This one here happens to be a crystallized ginger dark chocolate. It is certified Rainforest Alliance, blah, 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 in recycled paper. I don't really care about any of that. I just care that it's dark chocolate. I eat at least 1 piece, up to 5 pieces of dark chocolate every single night of my life, without fail. And if I don't have it, I'm like, we need to go find some chocolate, because it's my thing. Avocado, other desert island meal. I think I've talked about this. I eat an entire avocado every single day. So if you're thinking about what you need to buy me for my birthday in the future, just go to the grocery store. I'm like a cheap date. Bananas, my favorite. I eat at least 1 of these every single day. I'm gonna have this afterwards, this Facebook Live. I'm gonna have a banana and a handful of dates. Medjool dates, my friends. I don't think there's anything more delicious on the planet. They're sweet, they're a great source of energy, they're packable. I eat them on the airplanes, I eat them on the road, I eat them at my desk, I eat them all the live long day. So good, they taste like caramel. Latest favorite thing of mine, I mean, I always love garlic. Oh my God, black garlic. So this is like super aged to the point where it's like fermented black garlic. And I've been in the habit of, smell that, Kenneth. I've been in the habit the last few nights, because I just found this, I just discovered they had it at my local grocer. I used to buy it all the time when I was in Canada. I just found it here in Costa Rica, and I have been in the habit of, here, let me show the texture of it. It's like almost, it's like spreadable almost. And when I say almost, it is. Like, look at that. You cut through there, and it's like this beautiful paste-like texture. And it doesn't have any bite to it like a raw garlic would. It's actually super sweet. Like, think about when you roast off garlic and how sweet it gets. Like, multiply that by 1,000. And I've been in the habit of taking like little scoops of this, spreading it on like crackers or big like toast, smashing avocado on it, and next level avocado toast. So good. So good. So if you can find black garlic in your grocery store, I highly recommend you try it. My newest addition to my favorite things. And manchego cheese. This is a Spanish cheese. This one is actually from Spain. They get it imported to my local grocery store. Even when I was like plant-based, fully vegan, this was the one thing I found really hard to let go. One of my favorite things in the world, manchego. Super aged. This one is 6 months. You can get like multiple years. Hi! So much better. Even it's just more rich, and it gets like that crystallized texture like Parmesan. Super delicious. Hi guys! I've got some people that look like they want to say hi. How are you? How are you doing? Thank you. Welcome back.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. We're celebrating. We're making birthday cupcakes and donuts today. And right now I'm being all Oprah talking about my favorite things, and it's all food. It's like cheese and dates. Welcome home, guys. You're welcome. Lots of returning guests this week, by the way, here at Rythmia, because we have Foster and Kimberly Gamble here this week. If you're familiar with the Thrive movement, Thrive documentary, they're here with us this week, so we're super excited about that. And then last but not least, I'm going to give a little shout out to my dear friend Nicole Reger for turning me onto these. This is a tea, but it's got kava in it. And if you're not familiar with kava, check out my friend Ross. He owns this cafe in Florida called Bula Cafe, and it's a kava tea bar. And kava is, I think, from Hawaii originally, but it is I think it's a bark. Don't quote me on it, but it's a tea, and it's very, 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 very relaxing tea, and it's very ceremonial where it comes from, which I believe is Hawaii. They serve it in like these little shells, and it's very ceremonial. I drink this tea every night. It's caffeine-free herbal supplement. It's made with organic cacao. This one in particular is, carob, which I'm going to talk about in an upcoming Facebook Live, which is a lot of people use it as a chocolate substitute. It doesn't taste anything like chocolate, but it's sweet. And this also has many different roots: cinnamon, ginger, kava, cardamom, you know how much I love cardamom, hazelnut, organic toasted brown rice, stevia, and licorice. It's so good. It's like every night I buy, my mom laughs because when I went home the last time I was there, I bought like 48 packs of this because I drink one every night. This with a bit of dark chocolate, that's my bedtime snack. So those are my favorite things, just to kill some time while we wait for the cupcakes to bake. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about some other fun things. I'm going to set these aside over here. Boom shakalaka. So we need to make icing for a couple things. First one being our donuts, which we're going to ice in a second. And I have really been playing around with donuts a lot lately, and so I went out and bought a few different baking apparati. Is that the plural of apparatus? Apparati. It is now. So this is the baking dish that I just used, which is great because you can buy them this big, so you can do multiple trays of this. We have how many ovens do we have in our kitchen now?
5.
5 ovens, so I could make donuts for the world. But I have this amazing baking tray, and it's non-stick, which a lot of people have an issue with, but for me it just makes life a lot easier. And I don't think you can get not non-stick donut pans, or at least I haven't seen them. So this is my big guy. And then I also have bought these little guys. So I've done mini donuts. So if you've ever been to the Western Fair in Toronto, where I'm from, there's these little, is it Tiny Tom's donuts? They're these little fried donuts doused in white icing sugar. They're delicious, and you buy them and they're still warm in little bags. They're insanity. So good. So they look like this. This is very reminiscent of that. So, if you stay tuned to my Instagram, I'm going to be doing a lot of donut adventures in the next little while, and a little heads up, next week our Facebook Live might be called, Did Somebody Say Donuts? So I'm going to do various types of donuts. I'm probably going to do some fried ones even, not just all these healthy baked versions. What's going on over here? Let's see. Aaron is saying it smells good in here. What's cooking? Cavell is saying happy birthday, thank you. Linda Wolf is just... She wraps a banana and medjool dates and romaine lettuce. That makes delicious. That sounds really good. I love that sweet savory. I actually used to also take cabbage and put peanut butter and bananas inside cabbage leaves, which is quite delicious as well. Okay, so donuts. I went ahead and made some earlier today, and these are not the prettiest. They are vegan and gluten-free. Dun, 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 dun. But the beauty of it's the nature of the gluten-free flour. So the texture is a little bit dense, but cake donuts are supposed to be dense. And let's have a look. I'm gonna rip this one open. First I'm gonna show you, look at that close up. Can you see the pink tinge? So I was attempting to make some vegan icing for you guys, vegan vanilla icing with just some pink natural food coloring, AKA beet juice. Because it's so bloody hot here, it just melted. The vegan butter base just melted. So it's more of a glaze on this donut than anything, so we're not gonna use this as a display. I'm just gonna break it open and show you the texture. So super cakey, cake donut-y, super dense. And this is just a vanilla coconut flavored one. And I baked these off earlier today, but the beauty of the gluten-free flour, they can be really easily disguised by just covering them in some sort of icing, AKA melted chocolate. And all this is vegan dark chocolate that I had the kitchen melt off for me in a pinch because the other icing didn't work out. So I'm going to do 3 chocolate ones, and then we're going to try to make some other icing right now. Dun, 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 dun. And I think I mentioned at some point in a Facebook Live in the past that I used to work at a donut shop in Canada, a very popular donut chain called Tim Hortons. And I used to help dip the donuts. That was always fun. Look at this. Because it's actually my birthday. I mean, you can have sprinkles every day of the year. But why would we not use real sprinkles? Answer me that. So I've got regular old sprinkles, and then I've got these beautiful crystal sugar ones. Come on. How fun is that, right? So pretty. Happy birthday to me. I should have put some coconut or something on. But more. But really, do we need any more than just... Oh, you know what? I'm going to wait till... I'm going to save that to the end. So pretty. Okay, so donuts. I'm not going to go into any more detail than that, other than we're going to make some icing for them right now, because we're going to be talking about all things donuts next week. So we're not going to give away too many of my tips and tricks. I'm going to set these aside for now. And let's get talking about making some vegan, non-vegan icing. So I tried, let's see if they set. Oh, this might work. This might work. Let's see. No, still too runny. This was my vegan attempt. Still too runny. Not gonna happen. It's more of a glaze. Doesn't really do the trick. Pura vida. Doesn't look too bad, does it? So what we could do is then do some. Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. So it's like a pink tinge with chocolate glaze. Cheater donut glaze. Not bad, right? But let's be real. Let's do some real icing, because we're gonna... That kind of looks nice, doesn't it? I'm gonna do another one like that, because that was fun. So we're gonna do one more like that. So it's more like a vegan glaze, and all this was, my friends, was some vegan butter that I found at the grocery store, which is just various different vegan oils, obviously. Icing sugar, like real icing sugar, and I use beet juice, like regular old beet juice that I have right here as the food coloring, and this is just like straight up beet juice. That's my food coloring, my supernatural food coloring. Look at that. That looks pretty. And then I think that is a win, isn't it, Kenneth? Not too bad at all. So bring that over here. And we're gonna make some other icing that's not gonna be vegan or gluten-free for our cupcakes that are gonna come out of the oven, but also the ones that we made fresh. Just rearranging that. This one is garbage because it doesn't look very pretty. We'll put a cupcake on that in that hole. I think that's pretty good, right? Okay, moving on. Moving right along. Let's see, what else do we have? What do we have for time? Do we have any other people having anything to say? Donuts, says Asan. Hey, Asan, if you were here, we would be talking donuts for your birthday. What time is it? It is 2:33. Okay, perfect. So, I'm going to put this away. And I'm going to get out the opposite of vegan. Butter. Real butter. And I'm going to show you how easy like a buttercream icing can be. Real butter, unsalted preferred. I always buy unsalted butter for everything because it's just, you can control the salt yourself that way. I'm just going to, we've cubed it up here so that it will process a little bit better. And we're just going to put that in the base of the bowl of the food processor here. And I was talking about this with some of our staff. I could have put this on a while ago and saved myself the grief of having icing all over my dress. By the way, this is straight from Hawaii. This beautiful apron. Oh my God, and I'm having a brain fart about the lovely name of the guest that gifted this to me. We were just on Facebook. She just wished me happy birthday on Facebook yesterday, and this is my brain, my capacity is thinking. God, I'm so bad with names. How am I so bad with names? I'm not bad with names. I'm getting better with names. Maui, this came from Maui, and our guest's name was, oh my God, it'll come to me. I'll wear it again next week. Okay, and now that I'm overthinking it, my brain's not gonna tell me. So, really, really simple. Butter. I'm gonna put in a tiny bit of vanilla extract. I'm gonna make chocolate. So I have cacao powder here. So this is just unsweetened cacao. Toss some of that in there for a chocolate flavor and color. And then powdered sugar. And like I said, this is like legit powdered sugar. I'm not messing around with this. It's my birthday. I'm not using any sort of substitute. And I want to enjoy fully. And I'm going to just put in a little bit of this to start. And then I'm just going to process this. Really, 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 really simple. Kind of awkward angle to be doing this. Started. And this is really just to texture and taste how much flour you put in, or sugar, I mean. Too far with this because I want it to stay firm enough that I can pipe it. Because it's so hot out here, it can very quickly become too liquidy. So I'm going to be very careful here. And that's as far. Now let me go. Chunks of butter, and I think that we are good to go. So I got here my piping bag, and it's quite discolored from the chocolate days of past. And there's a couple ways that we can go about getting this filled. I'm going to use this empty cup where I had my cacao in it, and I'm going to put the bottom of my piping bag in there. Right, can you see this? What I'm doing here? So I'm just putting the tip here in this cup, and this is going to help hold this for me when you're baking alone. Sometimes it can be a pain. Normally, you know, if you can hold it, but I like the extra help. Mind you, my bag might not be big enough, this particular bag, for support. Yeah, it's not going to work, so I'm going to have to use my hand, which is fine. In which case, you just fold it down over your hand. This is a very narrow piping bag. That might not even work. Ridiculous. I'm gonna just scoop. I'm just gonna have to do it this way. Scoop your icing into your piping bag. Shaky, shaky. Whoops. There we go. Oh, it smells delicious, buttery, yummy. Goodness. Like so, and then we just pray that it's going to be soft enough to ice. Dun dun dun. There seems to be holes in my piping bag. Story of my life. Look at that. More not working. Because look at, I have holes in my piping bag, you guys. Seriously. Ah! Story of my life today, kids. Story of my life. So this is because I'm supposed to show you the other option, what we can do. Ziploc bag. This is what a lot of people will probably have to do at home if you don't own a piping bag in a pinch. Cut off a little corner. Look at me making a mess using a butter knife because that's what I have. Chocolate all over my hands. This is how I cook. I'm taking another one of these little pipers and stick it in the corner here. This is so funny. Oh, look at that, and I went right through.
One more corner.
One more corner. Seriously, I do this for a living. Everyone's like, really? I don't believe you for a second. It is quite shocking, isn't it? This is what I do for a living, and I'm this much of a klutz. you knew me and my family, you'll know that this is our natural state. I was explaining to my staff here just yesterday the saying bull in a china shop, because that's kind of me in general in life. So I was explaining to Costa Rica, my Costa Rican staff, that saying, because there's not really the equivalent, right? There's not the same, you guys don't have a saying like that here. Okay, Kenneth? No? Bull in a china shop. And I was explaining like toro in una tienda vidrio, which translates to bull in a glass shop. So that's who I am. Let's do some of this. Chocolatey, buttery goodness. Let's see before I get too crazy. There we go. Whee! Now we're cooking with gas, right? It doesn't look the prettiest, but I was just testing it, so now we know we can do it and it works. So I'm gonna get more of this. I mean, you don't need to have the fancy piper. You can just slop the icing on with a knife. But if you have the fun little tips, it makes it a little bit prettier, right? So why not? Which one of these looks decent? So try that again. My funny looking donut muffins. Clearly, I'm not, I mean, I owned a bakery, but I am not the queen of all things pastry. I will say that it will taste good. Doesn't matter what it looks like, it's gonna taste good. If you had some edible flowers, that would be really lovely on there. If you don't have edible flowers, but you have fun little thingies like this, what else do you need? Nothing. Celebrate good times, come on. That's all, kids. That's all she wrote. But how easy is that icing? Like, people think cupcake icing has to be complicated. Oh, I forgot I have all this fun stuff still. And anytime you think your icing looks like shit, just cover it in sprinkles and stuff. Everything always looks better covered in sprinkles and stuff, right? Look at that. Doesn't that just improve the appearance? A little bit of sugar around the plate. I say that I am a rustic cook, and clearly I'm a rustic baker. And it's all about the taste at the end of the day. And I think that that is more than enough. But I do have some. Get some little bit of Costa Rica Pura Vida in there. This is just a flour. It's not edible. Maybe it is. But come on. Not bad. For the messy, less than professional baker that I am. I don't think we did too shabby of a job, did we, Kenna? Happy birthday to me! And I'm really happy about my outfit. And that's all I have today, kids. I'm going for a massage. See you later. Just kidding. Next week, donuts. Don't know how that's going to turn out. We'll cross our fingers, hope for the best. And in the meantime, guys, have a beautiful week. Happy to always be here with you guys on Sunday afternoons. I am happy that Kenneth is here with us. Thank you, Kenneth, as per always, for your help.
Thank you, everybody.
And
hi, Denise.
And hi, Denise. Happy birthday, Asan. I'll save you these. I'll send you pictures anyways. Hope to see you down here soon. And hope to see you guys all here down here soon. What? Okay, have a beautiful day. I need to stop talking. Love you. Bye.